Who's opening it this week?
Welcome to the Small Member Gang podcast, Small Member Squad podcast. I know what this
We
podcast
don't
is
even know
called.
the fucking
We don't know the
name.
name.
It's fine. We're joined today, as you can see on the screen, by myself, Austin. We have Ian.
Oh yeah. I'm here. In mind and body.
Tanner,
Present.
and Zach.
What it do?
Okay.
I
So-
don't know what it do.
I just go with
Nobody
the flow,
knows
man.
what it does.
No
I mean,
one
unless
knows
we're talking
what
about your dick, then it does nothing.
Ooh,
Um,
fucking dick doesn't work.
All right, let's hop
Ooh.
back right into some
Yeah.
topics.
Yeah. let's hop
So this was determined. This was Zach and I were talking about earlier.
in. We talk.
If you could live forever, invincible, like you could jump off buildings and not die, would you?
No,
No.
that would be absolute hell. Dude, if I had to exist forever, I'd kill myself right now.
But you can't.
You
can't
can't
kill
kill yourself. That's the thing.
No, then if it's like a would you, then no, I absolutely would not.
All right, but
All right.
Ian. All right, Ian. If there was like a pill that you could also take that would make you stop being immortal, and you would immediately die after you take the pill, then would you do it?
Yeah, and I'd take the pill right when I was like 80 years old.
What's the fun in that?
You
can
don't.
live for
You don't
1,000
age.
years
You don't
and fuck-
age.
Yeah.
you
I
don't.
know.
You don't get old.
Oh,
What's
okay.
the
alright.
point in life? It kind of devalues your life.
Yeah.
You can
But
do whatever
could
the
do
fuck you
so
want.
much.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to die.
Yeah, death is the only thing certain in life. So
That's the
Taxes.
taxes.
death and taxes. Yeah.
Yeah, then you don't die, so it's
Unless-
just taxes.
But here's
Unless,
my
unless
thing.
you own a corporation, then you don't get taxed.
At some point, like, there's just gonna be nothing left, and you're just gonna be fucking chilling, just in space or some shit. I'm saying you create like a fucking like giant space station, but only you're on it. Like, and you're just fucking flying through
Okay,
space.
or how about you just make a planet? Like,
Oh,
No,
no,
you
I
can't
see.
make a
Yeah.
fucking planet. Thank you
can.
for bringing this up.
You can make a
No.
planet.
How do you make a fucking planet?
How do we harvest electricity? It was once thought to be impossible. Now we do
He
it every
doesn't
single
have
day.
an actual answer. He doesn't have an actual.
He's just
It's
like,
because
if-
I don't know how to make a planet. No, I do not at this point know how to make a planet. But if you're given eternity, you could figure it out.
Yeah, but that's a lot of floating around.
Mhm.
It's fine.
You need a place to like build the planet inside of. That's why you create the giant space station.
But
then
how are you
maybe
supposed to build the giant space
Dude.
station?
Hitchhiker's
fucking
Guide
figure
to
it
the
out.
Galaxy.
You build it on Earth.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. They
I have
build
not
planet. in that
Read the
movie.
book or seen the movie.
It's a
I
good
have, I've
movie.
read both.
I haven't seen either. Or I haven't seen the book or the movie.
I
I
haven't
mean, I
even
actually
seen
haven't
the
seen.
book.
Tinder's
I
never
haven't.
seen-
I haven't
Tanner's
seen.
never seen the book once in his life.
All right. We need a better sort of way to say, hey, we should rotate topics.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway.
Anyway, hang on. I have something I want to bring up. Anyway,
Yeah, go ahead.
Ian,
No.
this involves you, buddy.
Oh no.
It's not
Can you
working.
tell that
Alright.
fucking dad story?
No.
No, bring it up.
Okay.
Bring it
Okay.
up.
So I
Don't-
went to high school.
Hey, don't say names, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I went to high school.
Don't say
in
last names.
Blair. Okay. All right. I'm 5 seconds from. Okay. All right.
Unacceptable.
I went.
Ian.
I'm not gonna tell the story.
No,
man.
tell
Go
it.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So I went to high school and there was this one chick named, let's say, Vanessa. That sounds real. Yeah. Anyway, she was really extra in like fact she took all the art class, all the theater classes. She basically wrote her name under a huge ass rose on the backstage. So this is like a really eccentric girl. She talks with weird accents. She says it's normal, but it's
Oh.
not.
Hey, I want to point out she also likes anime. That's pretty
Oh.
normal in the anime community. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Oh,
Anyway,
it's a lot. I'm not saying I fucking enjoy it. I'm just saying it's normal in just that small
Okay.
community.
Okay. Anyway, friend of mine kind of liked her, and I was just in it with him, and it was just this regular high school drama of, oh, I'm not even go into it. It was absolute hell. I put
Dude,
up with
just
so
speed it
much
up.
hell. Yeah. Anyway, she likes me. Then that's always been a thing, and she comes down to the Dells, visits for the DiashoCon thing, and then I visit her there. One night, I was at her hotel room while her parents were there, and we were all just playing cards. That was the first night I had a Bloody Mary, and found out I don't like Bloody Marys. An embarrassment to Wisconsin, but
This
I don't like
person.
Bloody
sue me.
Marys.
Yeah, no, sue me. Anyway, um, she was talking. She was like, "Hey, Ian, no, you can spend the night here." And I'm like, "All right, I'll crash on the couch or
Hang
whatever."
on, but I want to point out, Ian lived 5 minutes away.
Yeah, I lived 5 minutes away. I literally lived 2 blocks from where
Now
they
I
were.
don't condone drunk driving, but dude, I would have probably just driven home.
I would have just driven
And
home.
then
Too.
I would've just walked home.
that's what I did. That's what I did though, because
Mhm.
she kept saying, "Oh yeah, no, you can stay here." And then I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a couch." And she's like, "No, you can come upstairs." And there was like her parents in one bed, and then just her in the other bed. So I put
Wait, in
two
the
and two
same room?
together. Yeah, in the same room.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, no, maybe not. I think I'm gonna
No,
go home. And
no, I
then
don't think I will.
Autumn's dad. Oh no, her Vanessa. Sorry. Okay, all right. Yeah, you gotta edit that out, Austin.
No, it's
I mean,
fine.
it's no
It's
last
fine.
names.
Don't
As
say
long as
last
there's
names.
not a last
No, it
name, it's
can.
fine.
No. You gotta edit that
Ian,
out.
she's
Anyway,
not gonna listen to the fucking
I
podcast.
guarantee she will.
All right.
Anyway, her dad was just like, "Oh yeah, no, Autumn, you go up to bed. I gotta sit here and talk to Ian
He
for a
says it
minute."
again.
And I was just like, "Oh, I really gotta go now." And I
Ian's like,
fucking left before he could say anything to me. But I did
Ooh.
not, because it wasn't like an angry. It was like a, "Hey, we're gonna talk for a minute." Like he wanted me to kind of stay,
mhm.
and I was not okay with that because she had a boyfriend.
But Ian,
Oh my
he
god.
did
But-
tell
Gotten
you
it
that
in.
you wanted to have, like, he wanted you to have sex with her, right?
Yeah. didn't
No.
he? Who said
No.
that to you that time
Yeah.
then? I remember you telling me a story about that.
Recently?
No.
No, it was
This was
around
when
that
we went
same
up to
time when that happened.
lacrosse.
There was another girl that messaged me, but that was fucking
Oh yeah,
half a year
Ian.
ago.
I remember
The-
that. That was when we went
yeah.
up to lacrosse, and we
Yeah.
were driving back. And you
Oh
were
no, that
considering
was a different one. That was
Damn,
different.
Ian, how many bitches you get?
No, not that
Bro.
two, like two.
Damn, Ian.
Ian's
Oh,
getting that pussy.
we-
I'm not.
Ian, can you tell the story about how you have a backup wife?
And how she made you take notes in church.
Yeah, can you tell that story?
I really shouldn't.
Hang on, for a little backstory. Ian's not a good Christian boy. Ian
Ian's
does
a
all the
simp.
drugs and smokes
Not all at
all beer.
once. Not all at once.
Yes, all at once.
But he decided, instead of hanging out with his friend, you know, the homies that have always been there
The
with him
boys.
since day fucking one, the boys, he fucking drives 3 hours north of Minnesota to go to fucking church. Instead of getting high with his friends, he drives all the way up to Minnesota and fucking he takes notes during church.
Yeah, for his backup wife. It's not like she's even fucking him or nothing.
No, he doesn't even want to be with her. I don't even know why the fuck he's doing it.
Backup plan
He's
for his no
he's a
plan.
very nice person.
Ian,
He's
Should
always
I-
nice
I
to
think
me.
at this point, I'm gonna put a giant arrow with the word simp pointing
Simp?
at Ian.
Yeah, can we put simp on his
That's a
fucking
good
thing?
idea.
Ian's all right. Everybody, let's refer to Ian the rest of this episode as the simp.
Simp boy.
Here.
Simp boy.
I'm actually pretty okay with that.
All right. Anyway, yeah, I was so pissed at Ian for doing that. He still doesn't want to accept the fact that we can tell him to skip 2 events because we told him not to go.
That was only if I was late to the fucking baby shower.
You were late.
Yeah, you were late, bud.
I mean, he was there before I was.
He was late.
I wasn't there late.
You were there late.
I was not.
All right. Hey, I got a topic for you boys.
All right, lay it on us.
So, me and Ian had this discussion like a day or two ago about fucking a superhero or like supervillain or like superwoman and shit. Who are you guys fucking? I'm taking as my first. I'm taking Swamp Thing as my superhero.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah, Swamp Thing, and then I'm also gonna fuck.
I like
Coconut
Catwoman.
Man.
Catwoman. Ooh. That's basic, but ooh.
All right.
I mean, it's not as
Especially,
basic as Wonder Woman.
What about your superhero though, Ian?
Superhero. Batman. Just say you dominate Batman.
And you
Like
can
you're the
see that
Joker.
tattoo.
Hey, Simp Boy.
Supervillain Gorilla Grodd.
All right.
Let's go.
That's a good answer.
Dude, he can read your mind.
Yeah, he knows what I want. And then superhero. I imagine the Green Lantern come up with quite a few things. That ring of
Dude,
his.
he could create anything with his ring.
Exactly.
Wait, I want the Flash as mine. I want it done and over with as fast as it can be.
Are you taking it from him?
Dude,
Yeah,
you literally would be better off just trying to screw a jack.
Dude, imagine the Flash riding your dick.
You wouldn't have one. The friction would actually just like sandpaper it off.
It's just gone.
That sounds pretty hot, I'm not gonna lie.
Not lying. I would do it.
Tanner,
Hey man, it's all for the experience, bro.
you do the broadside of a barn.
Austin, what about you?
I'd
Not
probably
always.
go Supergirl.
Basic.
Basic.
Yeah,
shit, bro.
I don't. For villain, I'm not sure. I don't really know.
What about
Catwoman, bro.
Wait, what about Poison Ivy? Would
Is
you fuck Poison Ivy?
Catwoman? Was
A
Catwoman a
villain.
villain? She's
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was
Okay.
at some points.
she's more of like an anti-hero.
Wait,
Nah, she's
what about Poison Ivy?
Yeah,
poison
no,
ivy? Yeah, even if I
Okay.
get poisoned.
I didn't want to say that one because that one is like dangerously real to me.
What is real? A chick that's made out of plants?
No, just what I would want from that is
Oh, okay.
dangerously real.
Yeah, same though, same. Dude, I'd fuck Gray from X-Men.
She's another one. I'm not sure because she was a superhero.
That's true. But she did turn into fucking Dark Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you
Oh,
could
how about
consider.
Oh, I'm gonna
Oh.
change my wait, no. She's
hero?
oh fuck, what was the name of her?
Black Widow. I'm a Black
no.
Widow. So
Uh,
Batman.
fuck, what? Mystique.
Yeah, Mystique.
Yeah, Mystique. Yeah, that's
It could
good.
be
Yeah.
anything you
No,
want.
I think you're making a
Exactly.
mistake.
Shut the
Do you
fuck
get
up.
it? Do
Tim.
you get it?
Oh, Ian,
Dude,
Jesus Christ.
Leave a dislike for that. I'm kidding. Give us all the likes. We need them desperately.
We need him. Hey, where's Tom?
Oh yeah, I
Ah!
completely forgot when I was gonna say, hey, we got a review on our last podcast from Tom. He
Yeah,
said,
he said
great content, bro.
That means you guys should also leave comments like great content.
Yeah, I love
Tanner's voice sounds really hot.
Don't say that.
that would be a mistake.
That would be a
Um,
blatant lie, and I don't want you to start that live.
Okay, let's tell an actual story.
Yeah.
How about Labor Day 2016?
What happened Labor Day 2016?
You were there. You were there.
We
were all there.
there.
Yeah, we were all there. Okay, so let me set the
Yeah, lay
scene.
out-
So
wait,
I'm
wait,
driving my Ford Edge, a nice big vehicle, has 5
Oh, shit,
seats.
wait, I know what this is now.
We also haven't because we have a total of 7 people. So in car 1, my Edge, we had myself, Ian, Logan, and Tanner. And in car number 2, which I'm not sure what make and model it was, but
I don't know.
inside of it was Paul, Zach, and Justin.
Yeah.
And to sort of, I don't remember what make and model it was, but I know it was Paul's mom's car.
Ford
The only thing
Fusion.
that I remember is that it was Paul's mom's car. And
Yeah.
what happens later on in the story is fucking nuts.
Alright, so we started out with like, hey, you guys want to fucking do something instead of just sit at home for Labor
Alright.
Day?
We had the idea to go like swimming or some shit, right?
Yep, we
Yep.
wanted to go to a local state park to go for a nice good old dip in the lake. And Ian's mic is in a tunnel. So we were like, hey, let's go to the lake. So we go to the main entrance that
nearest
everyone wants to go to.
Yeah.
Parking lot's full. There's a sign before we even get to go down there. It's a sign that says parking lot's full. I'm like, okay, we'll just go to the south side. So we go over there and it's like parking lot's full. And we're like, fuck, okay, let's go to a nearby creek. Right? You call it a creek?
Yeah, it's like
Stream.
a creek, but like, yeah, there's like a little like waterfall at the end of it.
Yeah,
that
there's
people
a
fucking
few
go
waterfalls, a
into.
couple of different spots that you can swim. So we go there, but the parking lot's super small. You can only fit like maybe 12 cars in the
Dude.
parking lot.
Yeah, maybe that.
So we pull up, and the parking lot's completely full, and there are cars lining the road that all of them have parking tickets. Just lining the road, probably like 15, 20 cars, just all of them parking tickets. So like,
Yep.
okay, what the fuck do we do now? So Ian is like, or who was it?
I don't remember who suggested it, but like we just kind of like started trying.
Yeah, it was Ian. It was Ian in my car. He's like, hey, let's go to a spot in the Wisconsin River nearby. So
Ian, can I ask you? That spot was not nearby, by the way. How the fuck did you know about that spot? It was like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
I think you said it was driving ducks.
No.
No, that's way too
No.
far out for the dogs.
Yeah, that was way too far down. So I really should not have known about that spot, but I did.
Yeah, but anyway, like we decided to go there. It's pretty far out from what I remember.
Yeah,
and we were
no,
just
it was-
driving on some fucking like
Well,
back
I was
road.
gonna right. So we have to go on the main like highway, and Ian's in a wind tunnel again.
Ian, like,
Turning it off.
Damn, bro.
Jeez.
podcast.
So we're on our way. Ian knows where it is, but nobody else does. So I'm driving my car, obviously, and Ian is giving me directions to go.
Fuck, Ian. What are you fucking
Sorry.
doing?
Sorry.
Lower it down from your nose a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
No, I put it up.
You put it up. So Ian's giving me directions, and we're on our way, and then Paul has a brilliant idea. Hey, let's fucking pass them.
Hey, I want to point out. So the reason why we did that is like they were driving, kind of slow, and we were just like, how funny would it be if we just drove past them? Like we have no idea where the fuck we're going, but it'd be funny. So we just speed up, fucking.
So
by
they
'em.
speed up and pass us, and they're driving, and we're driving. They're in front of us, and they don't know where the fuck they're going. So they like, after being in front of us for like 5 minutes, they like start slowing down and are like, I'm just like, I'm not going to pass them. Fuck them. If they want to pass me, they can be in front of me. So they're like slow down, and I'm just slowing down with them. And he rolls down his window, like waves his hand to have me pass. I'm like, nope.
Then I gave you the idea to flip on your turn signal to go right while they're still ahead of you, so they can go
So
right.
I turned on my turn signal, and they turned onto the road that we needed to turn on. And then
That we wanted
everyone
to
in my
turn
car was like, "Hey, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? We could have just let them go straight and we turn." And I'm like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll get them." So then we go off, and I see there's right-hand turn, but then like down the road and off to the left is where we need to go. So I flick on my blinker, and then they see that, and then they flick on their blinker, and they turn, and I just turn off my blinker and just keep driving.
Dude, we had to fucking whip a fat Yui over there.
So then we go up, and I'm like, oh, now I step on the gas and I fucking floor it. I want to lose these fuckers. So then I speed up and I go in. I turn to the slight left, and it's like in this little like tree tunnel, like where the leaves are cut out in like a tunnel shape. And I pull into there, and I just sort of park my car and just wait. I'm like, maybe they won't find us. A few minutes go by, and they still haven't showed up. We're like, what the hell? Where did they actually go? And then they finally showed up.
Yeah, we got a little lost, I'm not gonna lie.
So then,
That was
go ahead, Ian.
no. That was a good day. That was a good day. I found
we need more days like that.
half
And
a
then-
suitcase
oh.
in the on the beach.
Wait,
another part.
Wait,
from
we
that day,
completely
too.
forgot a
I was gonna
part.
say, we completely forgot about the card thing.
Yeah,
So
car going into the ditch.
no. Between us going to this local park and going to the creek, we
Did a lot of back roads.
I decided to let's fucking prank these guys. There's no one else on the road anywhere. It's the back roads in Wisconsin. So I pull up to I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna pull up to a stop, and I'm putting us in park, and then we're all gonna jump out and then run at them and carjack them. So I pull up and I stick it in park, and the windows are down. It's a nice sunny day, nice warm day. And the two people in the back decide to jump out the window. I open my door and get out. And Tanner, what happened to you?
I ran at Paul with my
Okay.
fist up in the air.
Okay.
Logan got stuck hanging outside the car.
Yeah, Logan got stuck with his
Yeah, you
like
guys,
his...
you guys look like idiots.
I start running at Paul. He sticks it in reverse and starts backing up. Tanner stops because he's lazy. I just keep running. I was in baseball, so I'm used to running.
Dude, we backed up like a whole mile.
No, there's no way that was a mile.
We backed up pretty far, man.
I just kept running at them. Eventually, Paul like goes into the ditch, and I'm just like, "Oh shit!" And then I turn around and ran back to my car.
No, that's not how we got in the ditch.
No, you went in a ditch multiple times that day. So he goes
There's
down
another
in the
time
ditch.
where, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot the racing part.
So
Oh yeah.
the
We went into
racing
the
part.
ditch. Yeah, we're leaving the lake.
Oh,
Paul
no.
decided to drive on the same side, like racing
Hang
us.
on, hang on,
and I'm
hang on.
driving
Stop
into the ditch.
spoiling it.
Wait, when we left the lake or when we
River.
left the river?
River.
Okay,
We
okay.
left the river.
No, that we weren't racing then. We were doing something else.
Yeah.
Oh, we're trying to high five the car.
We'll
Hang
get there.
on,
We'll
hang
get
on,
there.
we'll
We'll
get
get there. Okay, so fast forward. We're back in that little tunnel where I pulled off the side of the road. We're driving along, and we like one of the people goes, "What the fuck are they doing back there?" We look behind us, and Paul is sticking his hand out the sunroof of his mom's car. And then is it you, Zach, or is it
It
Justin?
is me that is out the fucking window high
So
five.
Zach sticks his arm out and high fives over the top of the car, and then they're like, hey, "We can beat that." So then the two people in the back, which was Ian and Logan, stick their hands out either side of the car, and then high five over the top of my car. Then Paul and Zach were like, "Hey, we can beat that."
Dude,
They
well,
said-
well, it's me that said I could beat it because I'm a crazy motherfucker.
So
We were
then
driving-
they have Paul, the driver, stick his hand out the window, and then they high five over the top of the car.
Mhm.
So then Ian and Logan are like, "We need to end this. Like, this is getting bad. We can't do it anymore." So what we're gonna do something that they cannot top. So
I don't remember what I did.
I
do.
slow down a tiny bit and I wait until we get around a curve because there was a curve coming up, and that would not have been good.
No.
So like I like slow down a little bit, and then they stand up and they like lock their knees into the windows, and they stand up outside of my car and double high five over the top of my car. Not what I didn't realize, I was paying so much attention to them during this because I wanted to make sure they didn't like fall or anything. I was speeding up. I got up to like 65 while they were double high fiving over the top of my car.
We could have ate asphalt.
You guys
Dude.
would have got fucked up.
But so when they did that, we were like, all right, let's figure out something to fucking do. I think me and Justin did some shit. Like I was outside the car from what I remember, but he just couldn't reach, so we couldn't do anything to top it. But is that when we like sped up next to you guys or whatever?
No, that didn't happen until afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
So, then it's just sort of a calm drive until we get to this spot in the river, or this little like turn off where we can park our cars. So we park our cars, and there's a ton of fucking gnats and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, God damn it! So we
That was
pull
cool,
out
though.
pull out the gnat spray and spray ourselves, and then we go down to the river, and it's actually
Sodomize ourselves.
it's actually a pretty nice spot in the river. You know, it's not too deep. You can't get pulled away. The Wisconsin is known for a lot of their currents, but none of that was there. It was nice. Ian, do you want to tell what happened then? Because I think it was you that found it.
Yeah, but I don't remember much after that. We like waited around for a while.
We really didn't do anything.
we messed around with like sticks, and we
Yeah, we
like
kind of just like fucked around. All right,
I think
so
we like tried to set up a volleyball game at some point.
we did.
Yeah, we did.
But and I also found half of a suitcase wedged in the sand.
It was
But the
only
thing is it was like it had like a wood frame,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
a
it was
shitty
an
wood
actual
frame. So
wood
I'm wondering if it
briefcase.
was like a prop suitcase or I don't know. It didn't exactly scream quality, but it was only half of one, and not like the hamburger half. It was like the
Yeah.
hot dog
was
half.
like-
I
it
don't know
was
how
like-
to explain
It
it.
was ripped off at the hinges.
It was
basically.
super sus fucking.
Yeah, it honestly looked like absolute dog shit.
I did
Yeah.
not realize that it was only half of it. I thought it was just a
Same.
locked briefcase. We're
Well,
like,
that
we
was the
gotta
thing.
open this bitch up.
That was the thing. That's what I thought, and then I kept that half of one for like 2 years.
Why
we got
did
back
you
to
just keep
we
half
got
of
back to the
fucking
car,
suitcase?
and he threw it in the trunk of Paul's car, Paul's mom's car.
Yeah, and I just made him take it.
Dude, it was probably all sandy and shit.
No, it was. I made
sandy
such a
and
mess.
wet.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, no, I was. I definitely didn't need to do that to him, but I did.
That was like the first day I met Ian.
Same.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
really know either of you guys except maybe Tanner. Wasn't there a
Yeah.
midget there? I swear there was.
Justin.
Justin.
A midget.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's
I mean,
hard.
Justin
you're
is
right.
shorter than usual. Yes. He
I
has
didn't.
some
I
sort
couldn't
of-
remember. I'm
Is it a
sorry.
bone
You have
disease?
fucking scoliosis.
I shouldn't have said it like that. I'm sorry.
Fucking asshole.
I'm telling him.
I'm telling him.
I'm gonna tell mom on you.
But so like we find the suitcase, we kind of just fuck around in the water. We didn't really do much. We kind of like wasted a majority of our day just driving around. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was a hot day and we wanted to cool down, so we went and jumped in the river.
As one does.
Yeah.
That's all you can do in fucking rural Wisconsin. All you got.
True though.
So then we get done in the river and we're like, it's only like 3:00. I don't want to go home yet. It's still like we still have time to do shit. So like let's fuck around in the cars.
Which I don't condone, but we did. But it was super fun.
So the only thing I remember on the way back was at one point they're like, "Hey, let's high five while in the cars." So like we started off by driving towards each other, and that was just
Which
too
the dumbest thing ever.
that was super sus. But we never high fived, and we got too scared to try to get that close to do it because we didn't want to fucking crash the cars. So like, what about if we drive next to each other? So drive it next to each other. We lock speeds, and then Paul driving the other car tries to high five. Was it Tanner?
I don't know why
remember.
he was the one trying to high five.
For some reason, I want to say it was Zach, but I don't think it was Zach.
It was either me or Ian or Logan, but maybe it was me. I think it was me.
It would make sense because Tanner usually calls shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, I do.
So anyway, they both reach out and try to high five, but they're not close enough. So I get a little bit closer so that they can high five, And then Paul gets afraid and he pulls away a little bit. And I get a little bit closer, and then Paul pulls away a little bit. And next thing we know, Paul goes down into the ditch.
Dude, I want to point out that ditch was like full of those tall ass fucking like whisker things or whatever that are hard
Yeah.
as fuck. Dude, we fucking went in there and fucking the windows were down. We just got fucking pelted.
I think.
Fucking Christ!
Yeah.
I get it was funny, but damn. But
I think one of them climbed out of the sunroof because it was easier to climb out of the sunroof than it was to get out of the door.
no, we didn't stay in there.
Yeah, they got right back out.
We got it right back out. Dude, I didn't think we were though. That was a deep ditch.
That was fucking.
Yeah, I didn't know
deep.
how far you guys got into it.
Oh, we were pretty deep into it. I'm kind of surprised, but we had enough speed to make it out, so it's cool.
So then we're like, hey, let's not fuck around anymore. Just like drive around. So we just cruised around for a bit.
Ian, you're in a tunnel again?
Sorry, no, I'm just not. I don't know. I'm good. I'm good. I can tell you guys about. I got a story.
All right.
Okay, so one
Hit us
time
with it, Sip Boy.
I was smoking with a couple guys from Sauk, and we were just such a bad influence. We were just driving around too, and we were taking back roads and shit. And I was driving this old 04 Xterra, and I just remember I was focusing so hard on driving. I was probably so squinty, but I like remember saying to all the guys, I'm like, damn, I don't know what's the deal, but it's really hard to see. I'm having a tough time. And then I drove for about 15 more minutes, and then I finally realized the headlights were off. I was driving with
night?
running lights at night, like at
Jesus
11 o'clock at
Christ.
night through the country. I could have totally hit a deer.
Yeah. You could have
Oh.
totally ran into a fucking cop and then just got pulled over.
Hey,
Yeah,
have
it
you
was
guys
so bad.
ever, speaking of lights off night drive, have you guys ever just like turned your lights off while driving to see what it would be like?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
not
have.
fun.
It's
I used
terrifying.
to do it from Reedsburg every now and then. Like it'd be
Yeah.
super like foggy or some shit when I'm driving home. I'm like, I'm just gonna turn them off and see how far I can drive.
Oh my god.
And then like I'd get like a minute or two down the road, and I'm like, all right, let's flip those back on.
You can't take the feeling forever.
Yeah, dude, it's like it's fucking impossible to see.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fair.
there's
Ian,
fog, it's night, and you don't have your lights on.
Ian, didn't you drive all the way to like North Freedom or some shit with that?
Yeah,
light on?
I did. That was that time. That was how far I went.
Wait, you drove all the way to North Freedom from Sauk?
From Baraboo.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm surprised you didn't run into a cop.
I know!
There's a cop that lives over there.
I know!
Alright, that's dope though. Alright.
Well, that was the thing. That wasn't the end of it, though.
okay.
It's because we kept driving, and then we turned around and came back, Baraboo,
Jesus.
and we got to the stoplights next to the KFC, and we're facing Quick Trip,
Mhm.
and I saw like a tumbleweed roll across the street.
No,
so I
you
was
fucking
like,
didn't.
Yeah, I did. No joke. I saw the
There's
tumbleweed
no
roll
fucking
across.
way you saw a tumbleweed. Where the fuck did that tumbleweed come from? We live in Wisconsin.
I know.
Someone was
know,
standing along the
I
side of the
know.
road and they just
Someone's like,
threw it.
I'm about to trip out some fucking stoner that's driving by.
I know. That was the thing. So that's why I had to have it. So we pulled over at Quick Trip. I'm like, guys, I'm getting that fucking tumbleweed. And I just parked in a crooked angle, ran out into the middle of the street, and I reached down to grab the tumbleweed and I pulled on it and it was stuck. And I didn't know what to do about that. And by then the other guys were getting out of the car. So I was like, wait, no, just bail. Get back in the car. It's stuck.
Wait,
I
the
don't know why.
tumbleweed was what?
It was like stuck in the ground. I pulled
Like-
with two hands.
In the fucking road?
What?
Yeah, it was in the middle of the road near the light and it was stuck in the ground and I pulled
Ian,
with two hands.
I just think you were high as shit.
No, because here's where it gets interesting. Because later, half an hour, we're like sorting through the car, grabbing snacks and stuff, and I reach behind me and I grab something and I pull it up, and it's a bush. The tumbleweed was a bush, and they ripped it out of the
You
ground.
was so
Jesus.
fucking
You're a
high.
fucking idiot. Dude, I don't think you were smoking weed, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
PCP.
We just took a bush that was planted next to one of the lights in the median, and I kept it in the trunk of my car for 2
Dude,
months.
they could probably see you on like the quick trip security camera.
I'm sure that
just
they
like,
could.
just like 3 or 4 dudes getting out of the car, just fucking taking a bush.
Oh, that was a fun night. That was a good night.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Just
dude?
taking a bush.
Ian, how?
Do you still have it?
No. Do you still have it?
Was there a shit
Can
ton
I
of dirt-
see it? Wait,
see
what was
it?
that?
Was there a shit ton of dirt in your car?
Yeah. And the thing died, so all the leaves and all the little berries on it fell all over in the back of my car.
How long did that take you to get clean?
It took me a while after my dad found it in there after I forgot about it.
You forgot!
That's why it was in there so long.
Ian, do you not check the backseat of your car like
No,
ever?
I moved it to the trunk after that night, and I never went in the trunk again after that.
Wait,
I had
after
no
the-
reason to.
After that night, you threw it in the trunk instead of just throwing it out.
Yeah,
Right?
I was sentimental about it. I didn't want to get rid of it, and then I forgot about it.
Oh my god, my throat hurts from laughing.
No, that's from sucking too much wiener.
Yeah. Ooh, got him.
That's not happening until after the podcast, guys.
True. Yeah, that's the after show. If you guys want to see that, ask us
Join
to
our
start-
Patreon.
Yeah. Just hit the Patreon in the
You
description.
guys can. You guys.
If you
alone,
don't see any, then comment about it.
you guys can give us weed, alcohol, any sorts of drugs. You know, but we won't say that's what it's for. That's what it'd be
Jesus
for.
Christ, Ian.
Sorry.
So,
All right.
should we talk about what we did during the summer before the
Should.
quarantine?
Yeah.
So, Zach here would
Hey,
throw
I'm a
parties
legend.
every single weekend, and it was pretty dope. We'd play beer pong, get fucked up, and then
I want to
Tanner.
point out, my house is pretty dope for it because
Yeah.
I have a pool table, I have a ping pong table. There's good times, good vibes all around.
How the fuck did
Yeah.
Ian always get? Oh wait, it was Kirsten. Kirsten would bring Ian.
You know,
I was like,
dude, what-
either
We-
I would drink and Tanner would drive me home, or Tanner would drive and or drink and I would drive him home.
yeah, but we
But
used to
forgot
host these
you.
legendary fucking parties.
Now I have a kid.
I don't know if we'll do them anymore because Tanner is a fucking kid that was caused by one of these parties.
We need more
my
kids
God.
though, so more parties.
No,
Tanner's kid
Zach,
needs a
Ian.
friend.
dude,
No.
dude. But
No.
It's getting Kirsten.
we used to do some crazy shit back then.
Oh, fuck.
Too.
I still remember the one night we got super fucking drunk, and then someone was like, haha, let's go and jump in the pool naked. And then fucking, I think it was Zach. Zach was like, hell yeah, let's do it. He ran down to the pool, took off his shorts, and just jumped in.
Zach, remember when I dared you to run around your house naked and then you fell
Yeah, and
asleep
Liz,
for your-
Liz got fucking pissed because I got fucking naked,
Yeah.
and then I fucking yeah, okay, I'll tell. Yeah, we can tell that.
Yeah.
Tanner dared me to fucking run around my house naked, and being the alpha male that I am, I'm gonna always do the fucking dare. You know, I don't fucking back down to no one. I'm not a fucking pussy. One time, I mean, the time he told me that, my girlfriend at the time, my ex now, got used to get pissed at me whenever I would take my clothes off.
In
Because
front of
she
everybody.
she didn't like me to be naked in front of everybody, but it's my fucking house. You get to see my fucking cock and balls. It's a fucking honor. Respect my fucking cock and balls.
Okay.
Spread
So,
the
anyway,
drip, Karen.
But
he
anyway,
was
I
bet to
fucking
run around the
destroyed my
house.
knee. Yeah.
And
destroyed my
he
fucking
runs around the side and then we expect him to come around the other side in like 5 seconds, and he just doesn't. We're like, what the fuck? And he's out there for a while, and we're like, what the fuck happened? And then like a minute later, he comes running around the side, and we're like, what the fuck? And he was just sort of standing there. He put his shorts back on, and we're just sort of standing there, and we notice he has some blood on his fucking knee. We're like, what the fuck happened, Zach? And he's like, oh yeah, I tripped and fell.
Dude, I had so much fucking alcohol and weed in me in my system at that point that like I didn't even fucking feel it, bro. I was fucking straight
Dude.
vibing, man.
Every single time that I think of that story, I just think of how fucking rough it would feel to be running, balls fucking naked, and then just tripping, face planting, and just getting grass stain on your ball sack.
Dude, the thing was though, I didn't even fall on the grass. I fell on the fucking concrete.
That's even worse.
Yeah, it was fucking worse. You thought I landed on the grass? Nah, dude.
Oh my god.
It hurt so bad the next morning.
Oh man.
Dude, we used to also dude, me and Dustin have this trick in beer pong that would, if we ever got down to our last cup, we would resort to. And what it was is we would whip out our testicle, like put it through like, you know, the zipper and shit, and then just put our nuts in there. Usually no one would want to look at our fucking nuts. So
No, I would just wind up and whip it as hard as I can.
I don't give a fuck, it's a ping pong ball.
And all the ladies would just close their eyes and like,
Yeah.
like
Dude,
oh my god.
Also,
I don't know how
Ian,
the
you're in wind tunnel again.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm surprised with how many times I showed my balls and cock and there was just like women in the room.
Ain't no shame. It's called
I didn't fucking mean to.
proud.
I was trying to show it to the boys. I was never trying to show it to them.
Oh yeah.
Mostly because
Also,
majority of them were taking.
speaking of showing your balls to the boys,
Mm-hmm.
should we talk about that?
Yeah, my
No.
I'm okay.
Dude, hang on. So they don't like to admit this. I admit it all the time.
I'm fine
we
with
have
it. Yeah.
We have a special bonding ceremony if you want to become, you know, one of the cool kids. If you guys ever
True
want to be on this
boys.
podcast, you're gonna have to show some fucking nuts.
Unless if you're a guest,
unless-
we don't need
unless
Jay
you're-
to show his nuts.
Yeah.
No, he has to.
I've seen Jay's nuts, so it's fine. Anyway,
Ian went to
we fucking Jesus fuck, this one's the fucking shit one yet.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway,
I need to figure out why that's happening.
we used to just hold some legendary fucking parties. If you weren't there, you know, suck it, bitch. you know, maybe we'll fucking host some more, and maybe we'll record some shit while we fucking do them.
Maybe.
But for now, we'll be fucking chilling while Tanner is his kid. You know, we actually, this is a serious topic. We might have to record some episodes without him here soon.
yeah, should be
yes.
here this upcoming week, so this might be the last podcast for a little bit,
Yeah, for like at least.
depending how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But then
for
later
at
on,
least-
we'll get Tanner's kid in on the podcast too.
Yeah, dude, Tanner's kid is gonna watch this fucking podcast and realize how much of a fucking degenerate his dad is.
So he's not gonna have to watch this podcast to know
Yeah,
about
he'll
that.
know that.
He'll know.
He'll know.
It's alright. Tanner's just gonna tell all the stories that we told here to his kid anyway.
Yeah.
Dude,
'Cause
I
we're the
want
only
to
cool
have a
things that
lot
have
more
done.
cool like fucking stories to tell.
Dude, Austin, you have to fucking come to cons and shit with me, or come to tournaments, dude. Those things are fucking mad lit. Like, the amount of fucking shit I get into at like tournaments, it's just nothing but just playing Smash, hanging out with friends, drinking beers all day, and then fucking smoking mad doinks. It's so much fun.
I mean, yeah, I mean, start ending. This is my last semester of college, and then I'll be able to get a job that I just work during the week, and then I have the weekends free.
We'll make you do some shit, dude. We gotta go like parachuting or some shit.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Like
that'd be
like
cool.
there are people who have fears of height. I am not one of them.
I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm not
Actually,
scared
I'm
of
pretty
heights.
scared of heights, but I'll fucking do it for the boys. I will 100% fucking do it. I'm not a pussy.
The only downside is that you have to be strapped to another person the first.
Yeah, for the first time.
Yeah.
Ian, you down for skydiving?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm going for it. I'll
Alright.
make it happen.
Ian, do you want to get high beforehand?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
Oh
you
my
know, how,
God.
yeah, from a certain height, you know.
Dude, we just take a shit ton of acid, then go skydiving.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no, I choose
God.
to live. I choose to live. I'm pretty sure they make you do it sober.
Well, if you're attached to somebody, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think it does, because you fucking with the guy while he's trying to pull the chute.
You jump out and immediately
Don't
you reach
fucking
back to
pull it.
pull the chute.
Yeah, just immediately out of the plane. You get fucking sucked back up.
You go so far. Oh my god. He'd hate you for life.
Dude, you'd be dead.
You-
Who would fucking, yeah, he'd hate you for the rest of his life, which is like that 30 seconds before you fucking fall to the ground.
Oh man.
God.
What are some do you guys have bucket lists?
No, not really.
Yeah, no.
Not
I like the orange ones that you can get from Home Depot. I like the silver ones that my Easter eggs come in.
Bucket
I
lists?
like
Or are you just
Yeah.
thinking buckets?
What's your top 10 buckets?
Top 10 buckets.
Can I
Let's
get a
go.
top 10 bucket list?
I like the KFC bucket.
The $20 fill up?
I like the
That's
bucket that
I like the
SpongeBob's
$20.
eating his hands out of in the one episode.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see,
No
what are some other-
Svarog too.
I like the war of the bucket. There was an actual war of a bucket.
Explain.
I like my shit bucket.
Alright.
I like my cum bucket.
Yep.
No, that's a dumpster.
The cum bucket.
the cum bucket.
Welcome to the cum bucket.
Welcome to cum bucket.
Dude,
May
we
I
can
take
make
your
a
order?
porno with a place called the cum bucket. Make it like SpongeBob themed.
we just get a bunch of cardboard and we cut out cardboard letters and like tape them to the side of
just, like,
someone's
tape-
house.
I was gonna say tape them to the side of someone's house. Welcome to the cum bucket.
Cum bucket. Everyone that drives by, they're like,
I'd love to do it in my neighborhood. That shit would be so fucking funny.
You just leave it up afterwards.
Yeah, of course.
And then it rains and it just gets the cardboard wet and it falls off. So it
Jesus
turns from
Christ,
the.
Ian, what the fuck is happening?
Bro,
Nothing.
Ian just
I'm not doing
breathing
anything.
so fucking hard.
It's not that.
I
So
think
then
it is.
it gets the cardboard gets soggy and it changes from the cum bucket to the cum buck.
The cum bucket. And then it invites people to my house that want to fuck.
Yeah.
That's a win-win in my book.
Go.
Alright, let's create the cum bucket.
The
Let's
cum
trademark it.
bucket. Trademarked. Copyright.
Don't take our idea.
Okay.
Pussy.
So another thing, another story we can tell is the time that we decided to try to make some bongs. So,
Is that video
one
ever
week.
gonna come out?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it'll go up on this channel. Who knows?
Maybe. Let's fucking post it.
But anyway, we one day out of the blue, I go, "Hey boys, I have a plan for this weekend, this Saturday." They're like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Don't worry, it's gonna be lit." And they're like, "Now I really don't know." I'm like, "Don't worry about it. It's gonna be fun." And they're like, "Now I really don't want to do it." And I'm like, "Trust me, you're gonna want to do it." So then I go and I pull out. I go to the fuck. What did I do? Did I go to Walmart? I think I went to Walmart
You just
and
pulled out fucking money.
I pulled out $100, and we went to Tanner's house and we're like, "Hey, okay, this is what we're doing." I had my tablet that had a list of things on it. And I was like, "Okay, so I'm gonna give each of us $50. We're gonna split into 2 teams of 2. Give each team $50, and also a phone to record the video." And we have an hour to collect resources, and then we're going to meet up at Ian's parents' house because they were out of town, we're going to assemble
Ian's
something.
parents are rich, by the way.
It's true.
Ian's
Just
parents are
like-
rich.
Leopard.
So we all go and we gather resources. We go to the local Walmart and then the local Farm and Fleet, and we don't really find much, but we find enough. So we buy supplies and then we meet at Ian's parents' house. We also bought a bunch of snacks because the item that we decided to make were some bongs. So we met up at what?
Dude, we would never smoke weed.
I don't know.
It
It's
was for
water
tobacco.
pipes.
It's for tobacco.
So then we met up at Ian's. And they threw a pizza on the oven, and I'm like, okay, we have an hour to assemble this
We
shit.
threw a pizza in the oven, not on the oven.
On the oven, yeah, in the oven.
Did I say on the oven?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go. I throw my pizza on the oven.
All right, buddy.
You throw the pizza on the ground after burning your hands.
Ooh, we should tell that story at some point.
I think we did.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So
Anyway,
we Zach and I go downstairs. Ian and Tanner are upstairs. We start making it, and then Seth comes down and he's like, "They're done." We're like, "What? It's been like 5, maybe 10 minutes." And they're like,
We were
"Yeah,
productive.
they're done." So we're like, okay, we got the hot glue. We hot glued it, and then we had to take it apart and re-hot glue it. And then we're like, okay, we're gonna paint it. So we decided to paint it, and then
by the way, none of the markers we fucking bought worked on.
we bought Sharpies specifically for drawing on it. Turns out we bought the wrong Sharpies. We bought some like water Sharpies or something.
No, the oil-based one.
Oil-based Sharpies, so they would not draw on this plastic container. We go upstairs and we take a look at the bongs. Ours was like hot glued together, and theirs
They have
was
a fucking vase.
they have
essentially.
no, it
It
was
was
a
a
lamp.
lamp.
They
It
bought a
was-
lamp and took it apart, and they had a giant bowl.
Just sitting
And
in
then
a
they
bowl
went-
of water.
And then they went and took from Ian's parents a big old like plastic basket. Is that what it was?
It was a pot. It was a green pot.
A pot?
Austin.
It's not a pot. It's
Say,
plastic.
It was a pot.
It was a pot.
Pot
It
is
was-
ceramic though.
Yeah, it was metal and ceramic. It was a special kind
Wait,
of
was
pot.
it? I could have
Yeah.
sworn it was just
was a pot.
plastic.
No.
No.
Either way. So
We were
they
smoking pot.
I mean we were smoking tobacco right now.
I
Doesn't
was
matter.
smoking pot.
So, and then they have a giant metal funnel that goes down into the water and goes on the other side. And then because this funnel is so large, they thought, hey, we need to be able to get this into a small enough area that it will actually smoke or light up. So they bought like one of those drain filters and just dropped it in the funnel. Theirs was completely disassemblable. Mine is still sitting in the trunk of my car. And yeah, theirs wouldn't light at all. Theirs would not light at all. We went to go and try ours, and it just fell right through the little funnel, so it just didn't stay in it for
We
us to
needed
light.
like a piece of wire. That's
So
what we
then,
were-
after we're like, oh damn, it's not gonna. I was like, wait a minute, what about if we just get something to hold there? So I go over to Tanner and Ian's and I steal their shower drain filter, and I put a little bit in there, and I hold it over top of the hole, and we light it up, and it works.
It hit, dude. It hit. That
It
shit
was
worked.
so dumb that it actually worked. Tanners and I had vision.
You guys used a lamp with a fucking pot.
It was inspired.
It didn't fucking function. You guys had a fucking like toilet pipe that
It looked
you
cool,
fucking
though.
put the fucking weed in,
It
dude.
looked cool. though.
Also, the reason why I still have it is because I want to get it so it actually works.
Dude, we're gonna have to release that video at some point.
Yeah,
Let
I
us
have
know
to
in the
edit
comments
it.
if you want to see that video.
Yeah, if this video gets 5 likes, I'll edit it up and upload it to this same channel. Jesus Christ, Ian.
You guys gotta
Sorry.
subscribe to it. We have
Yeah,
a weekly
hit the-
podcast.
weekly podcast releases on Wednesdays, 7:30. That video though, if I were to edit it up, it would just I don't know. Do you guys think it should take the place of a podcast, or do you think it should
No, we can upload it
No.
on a different day.
just a separate
Yeah,
separate
just
video,
like whenever.
just an extra video?
Whenever you have the time to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I have a bunch of fucking schoolwork. Gosh, this switching to being online is a pain in the ass.
Not bad, man.
Because not
Let it
only
out. This is your place
so-
to rant.
so we signed up for these classes, and it's funny. My chemistry teacher is the assistant dean,
Mhm.
and so he goes, "Okay, we're going to thinking about theoretically if we had to close the campus because all the other colleges are closing the campuses, we will we'll explore other education opportunities like online classes." And everyone's like, "Ew, online classes."
Austin, can you let me into some of your Zoom meetings?
I only have Zoom meetings with one person, and it's like 3 people that connect.
Yeah, and then I'll connect and there be 4.
But you know nothing about it, and I feel like you
Yeah,
just
and
fuck
and
off.
that's why I would just like unmute my mic and just talk shit.
That's what I meant. You'd get into so much trouble.
Dude, it'd be funny though. Let us know in the comments if you want me to join Austin's
No.
meeting.
No.
Tanner, you think
I want you to do it.
Alright.
No. Definitely not.
Ian?
Ian left.
Did he
No,
not
no,
fucking
no,
hear?
no, no. I
Should I do it?
totally,
Ian's
totally-
been out emotionally.
I totally heard.
Ian,
Well,
should I
if
do
talk.
it?
If there was more people in the class, like if it was like a 30-person class, yeah, I'd let you fucking do it because there'd be
Oh, yeah,
no way
no,
to
he
tell
should do it.
who. There'd
No,
be
he
no
should
way to
do it.
tell. No,
Austin,
because
you're
they
the
definitely
only
would
one
know
that
it.
doesn't want me to do it.
Yes, because I'm the only one that would get repercussions.
No, you
Exact-
wouldn't. They wouldn't know. I'm not gonna narc on you.
Yeah, but everyone's be like, nope.
Yeah, no, they would totally know it was Austin. But
Yeah,
that
because
doesn't mean
because
that you
it's
should
such a
do it
small
anyway.
class.
I'd do it. Anyway,
So
fuck college.
So then they
Do drugs. Stay at home.
so they're like, okay, we're gonna bring in your devices on Friday. We're gonna test out this Zoom thing so that in case the campus is closed, we'll be prepared. So we all bring in our devices and we get it all set up and we test it out and it works on everyone. And it's like, okay, there's no foreseeable future that we'll have to use this, but just in case, so then
Yeah, all right.
class is over, and the class gets done at 11. I go to work, and when I start work at 1 o'clock, I get an email immediately from my campus, and they're like, "Hey, the campus is shut down."
Hey, guess what? You know how we weren't gonna shut this down? I'm gonna shut it down.
No, actually, no, they didn't say that at first. At first, they're like, "Hey, starting right now, you guys are on spring break, and then following spring break, you'll have a week of alternate delivery classes, and then after that, you'll resume classes as normal." So we have our spring break, and then halfway through that spring break, they were like, "Hey, we're not gonna have any more campus classes for the rest of the year." I was like, "Oh no!" And then they were like, "Hey, no graduation ceremony." And they're like, "Hey, summer events are all canceled." So
Damn, Austin. On your last year, you don't even get a fucking graduation ceremony.
I don't want a graduation ceremony. I hate that
See,
shit. Just give
I
me to my
wanted to be-
diploma and let me
I
leave.
wanted to be there for you, Austin. I was gonna wear
I
a
was gonna
shirt
be
that
there,
says Austin took my virginity.
I have to bleep that, you asshole.
Egg
Worth it.
Platinum
Worth it.
wants to took my virginity.
Oh, that would be even funnier if you showed up with a shirt that said egg platinum.
Fuck it, I'm creating that shirt. Let me know if you guys want an egg platinum took my virginity shirt. We'll
Yes.
sell it.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
That will be our first merch.
Okay. So it gets worse. So
Mhm.
classes resume. My chemistry class is the only one that goes as planned, where we all like. Okay, so he was like, so I'm not going to actually teach during these Zoom meetings from 10 to 11 in the morning. Instead, I'm going to upload slides. You go over the slides, and then you connect to the class, and you ask any questions that you have. I'm like,
Well, so what's
that's
the
going to
point of
take
you
so
even
much
being
more
there?
time. I don't actually
Yeah.
have to go there at all.
Okay. So you just
Um,
you can just go there to ask questions if you need.
And
to.
I typically do because he does actually teach. He goes over the stuff that he would have gone over in the slides. And I can ask questions. So my other two classes are a pain in the ass. So my teacher for my political science class was like, "Hey, I wasn't there so Tuesday and Thursday are the days that I have that class, and it was presentations on there. And so Tuesday I was in class because I didn't realize it was a presentation. I was like, fuck, I'm not going to show up for some stupid ass presentations on Thursday. So I don't show up, and then all this shit happens, and then I get an email from him. He's like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna do classes how we discussed it right before break." And I was like, So I messaged Emma, who's in the class, the only one that I really
Damn, dude, you're talking to Emma. Get
Emma.
it?
yeah. I don't want to say her last name. Actually, fuck it, I'll bleep
obvious.
it.
All right.
Emma.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, Austin.
So I messaged her and I'm like, "Hey, do you know what was what we're doing?"
Hey, did you know that your panties are wet because you haven't met me? Hi, I'm Austin. Oh wait,
Your
fuck!
panties are wet
Damn
because
it!
you haven't met me.
God, shit! I can't say your fucking name. Hi, I'm Austin. I know you haven't met me yet, but trust me, I have an average size wiener.
Slightly above average.
No, it's
Shut
legit.
the fuck! It's
average.
average.
It's legit average, bro.
Anyway, so she was like, "No, I wasn't in class either. I have no idea what's going on." So then I do a bunch of digging on Canvas, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. So he's uploading these slides, and we have to answer the questions on the slides."
Yeah, tell her.
Seems pretty easy enough.
Oh,
So
Austin, I
then-
have no problem telling her.
So then the first day comes, April 2nd, I believe is what it was, and that we would have class, so there would be a slide to answer. So I go into Canvas, and there are no slides. No, it was March 31st. April 2nd was the actual slides that showed up. So it had slides for Thursday, but not Tuesday. So I was like, okay, what the fuck? And the only reason why I knew is because I was doing an exam for chemistry, and she messaged me, and she's like, "Hey, do you see the slides for today?" I'm like, "Let me take a look."
Damn, she messaged
I
you
do not.
first?
I do not see the slides. I'll email him. So I emailed him, and then a few hours go by, and I get no response. So I messaged her. I'm like, "Yeah, I emailed him asking him, but he hasn't responded. And I don't think he's gonna respond tonight. So I'm
Dude, you
just gonna
should've-
assume there's
Should have told
nothing."
her to fucking message him. He would have responded then. Come on. Dude.
So I I got no message back. The next day I had a meeting with my academic advisor about because they want everyone to have meetings because this online stuff is a lot more difficult than in person. And I mentioned I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I emailed this one professor. He didn't respond at all." And she was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll take note of that." And then actually no, my chemistry professor, who was the assistant dean, which is why I mentioned it to him. I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I emailed him and he never responded." And then I went back to Canvas to see if the slides were up now. And I clicked on one part and I saw she commented. She's like, "Hey, are there any slides for today?" And, she posted it yesterday. She didn't get a response on that either.
Did your teacher just like dip? What the fuck was he doing?
So then
He was just like, I don't have to fucking teach anymore. Let's go.
So on Thursday is when I had my meeting with my academic advisor. He still didn't respond at all. So I mentioned that to her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll write it down. I'll send it, and I'll mention it to the assistant dean." So then the next day goes by. Friday morning I have another chemistry meeting thing, and I mentioned, yeah, he still hasn't responded to me at all. It's been like 4 days now, and he's like, yeah, I got a message from Sarah about it, and I emailed him, and we've been emailing back and forth. And yeah, it does seem like you have a slide every day, but but you didn't have one that one day. So yesterday, yesterday I got an email back finally of him saying, yeah, there weren't any slides for that one day because we would have spent 2 days going over that particular topic. I was like, but you took 2 weeks to respond. He's like,
I was gonna say, yeah, what? That's pretty fucking scummy, man.
he's like, yeah, I just got overwhelmed by a ton of emails on the first day. I'm like, maybe you should have outlined it better for your students.
Maybe you should just respond to emails.
Yeah. I mean, how hard is it to type 2 sentences and
Right?
hit send?
Also,
Pretty freaking hard.
do you have any chicks like that do Zoom that you do Zoom classes with? Other than, I mean, obviously with the one that have 1080p webcams.
No.
Oof.
Ooh.
I don't have it because I only have the one Zoom meeting with my chemistry, and there's only 6 people in the class total. Oh, speaking of, so there's 6 people in the class total. Alex is one of them, my sister. So far we've had about 10 classes. Alex has connected to 2 of them, and one of them, like, she had trouble getting into the class, and I had to tell her what the numbers were and everything. So she connected, and I'm like in a phone call with her, and she's like, do I connect with my webcam? Also, she was connected on her iPad. She's like, do I connect with my camera? And she's like, fuck it, I'll connect with my camera. So she connects with her camera. I'm like, whatever. The class starts, and she spends the entire class period doing her makeup. And you can see it. You can see it on
Oh.
camera. She has a mirror, like a wall mirror, up, like behind her, like as part of the headboard for the bed. She kept like looking back into that, and she had a handheld mirror that you could see her lifted up to her face, and she was not paying attention to class at all. And it really
Don't worry,
pissed me off.
you could also just see Austin just jerking it.
Well, yeah,
No, you
obviously.
can't. No, you can't, because you can only see from like my nipples up. So my
Yeah.
Oh my
my
God.
waist is
Dude,
completely
Austin.
free.
Austin, do you think you could go into a Zoom meeting, completely jerk off, and no one would know it?
Yes.
Austin, can you do that for me?
He's been doing it, homie.
No, dude, unless you shoot like a massive load up to your own chin.
He just Austin, you okay there? Yeah.
Yeah, my webcam just goes dark.
Dude,
Yep, I'm
I bet
fine.
I bet you fucking Austin has the best microphone in the fucking class.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes, all the rest of them have webcam mics.
It probably sounds like shit.
It does.
Austin, you should really fuck with them one day and just like fucking like send the sound back at them.
Just loop it back through. Like,
Yeah.
hit this button real quick.
No, don't. Damn it.
It's funny because the podcast
I was gonna
cannot
say,
hear that.
Yeah, so
Only you guys can.
Only you guys are lucky. But
Ah, jeez.
that shit's funny though. I think you
Uh,
should do some shit like that, man.
All right.
Anyway,
I think we should wrap it up there.
but yeah, it's been a nice time. Simple. You got any last things you want to say before you
Nah,
like?
I got nothing. I got
Dude,
nothing.
can we fucking call Ian next week, the fucking weatherman? Because apparently he's reporting live on the fucking scene.
Yeah.
Lying on the scene. Here in Colorado, we have a tornado going.
I don't need this. I don't need this.
Hey guys, my name's.
He muted himself.
Hey, thank
But-
you guys for checking out this week of the Small Member Squad podcast. You
Feel
guys,
free to check out social media in the description down below. Twitter
check
is
out our
at
social-
Small Member Squad. Instagram is Small Member Squad.
if you guys like this podcast, maybe subscribe, leave some fucking likes, 5 likes, and we'll fucking upload that video.
Yeah.
You guys want to
Also,
see it? That'd be cool.
Also, a little note for you guys is if you guys want any of your personal social media, in the
Actually,
description,
can you fucking
just
push it down
send it to
I'll
me,
s-
and I'll
I'll
add
send
it.
to you.
I have a copy paste on this text file that I just copy paste the description, add a little bit of
Yeah.
things per
All right,
episode.
sweet. Thank you guys for watching.
Peace
Yeah.
out.
Leave us some fucking comments on what you guys want us to talk about next week. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Bitches!